I'm going to write this down. 1630 KCJJ. I spent 20 hours a week saying the winner AM 1470 that I hate to piss off a guy who's paying me.
That wouldn't be good, would it?
Between the two of us, we're getting $95 a game. I'm getting 75. You're getting 20 plus 3.
Oh.
Hey, Steve, by the way,
Rollo.
we didn't need gas tonight, so you saved money. Brad's wife filled the gas tank up, and we didn't need it. Murphy's Bar and Grill. Murphy's. Excuse me. Standings. And just as we say that, the Xavier Saints make their way on the field. I know, Brad, this is the first time you've seen this field. It looks almost round in the middle.
Yeah, well, you know, actually, it's a pretty nice stadium itself. This is by far the highest crown that I've ever seen on a football field. And to be quite honest with you, if I'm a visiting team and have never played here before, it is an obvious advantage for Xavier, because I speak quarterback-wise. You got that slope towards the sideline naturally.
Sending Dustin Brooks and Dorian Davis back deep to receive this kick as we're about ready to go. So sit back in that easy chair, relax, and the next couple of hours we'll take care of everything for you as City High goes up against Cedar Rapids Xavier. This is only my second football game ever. I did a playoff game here. It's been quite a while, and they've really built it up. The track wasn't quite ready at that point, and the landscaping around the field wasn't yet finished. The stands have expanded since then, and the fans have filled these stands tonight on a picture-perfect Friday night for football. So here we go as Taylor Lynch gets ready to approach the football, and we're about ready to go as the referee blows the ball ready for play, and here comes the kickoff to start this Mississippi Valley Conference game. Now, of course, these teams are both in the same division. We'll take a look at the standings later. The ball is going to be kicked to the near side at the 4-yard line. That is Dustin Brooks. He returns it up the middle of the field. Now cuts it near side, and they catch him from behind. He is dropped at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 for City High.
Xavier did a nice job of covering that. City High tried to run a wedge up the middle, bounce it outside, and they had very good coverage.
Well, City High will bring their offense out on the field in mass. There's only 2 guys who are on the kick team that are on the offense, and those are the 2 deep returners, Brooks and Davis. DP Iman, who I enjoyed watching when they played at played at Hempstead last week, again sets up in the shotgun formation. 1 lone back, that's Dustin Brooks, double slot formation for City High. There's the snap. It's a low one, but he gets it, goes to the air right away, and he finds a receiver. No, it's intercepted. Intercepted at the 50-yard line, and then dropped and recovered by City High. It was intercepted and then dropped, as the interception was by Nick Canfield, and then Brett Jen, a couple of pairs of 14s there, and Jen's the one that fell on it. What a break.
That was huge. He fumbled the ball. He made the pick in the center of the field, came to the near sideline, and what he was doing, he was changing hands, and that's when he fumbled.
So technically, you don't get a first down, even though you gained a ton of yardage. You're on the 47-yard line. Iman is going to run himself, and they're going to whistle that play dead with the flag on the far side of the field. Well, going back to that last play, it was kind of odd because the ball was cleanly fumbled, as Brad said, with the exchange of the hands, and then one number 14 fumbled, another number 14 picked it up, or actually fell on it. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for City High, but the flag's going against the Little Hawks, so they'll be pushed back a little bit. Well, we talked about the standings. The City High, of course, is the only undefeated team in the Mississippi Division. So they could lose this game, and then there'd be a couple of teams up there at 2-1, at least 2, because Linmar and Xavier are both at 1-1. 5-yard penalty brings the ball across midfield and back to the 48-yard line. Iman in the eye set. Here's the handoff, and it comes far or near side, then turns into a cutback far side. Dustin Brooks has it, and he gets up across the 50 again and gets to the 45-yard line.
That was almost like a run to daylight play. Everything was designed to go to the near side, and he cut back across the grain.
Dustin Brooks is going to be in that backfield again. He's the only one back there, along with DP Iman. And Iman will be calling out the play. They don't huddle. He'll be calling out the play at the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. Again on the delay. And again the delay, and the handoff goes to Brooks again. And Brooks had a little hesitation, but he squirted through and got inside the 40 to the 38.
Well, that was basically almost a sprint draw type play, or a draw, whatever you want to call it. The running back would hesitate on that.
Well, that's not enough because of the penalty for a first down. It is third down and about 2 yards to go. You're right, it is. I'm sorry, I didn't think Dustin Brooks is not 22. Kenny is number 22. Kenny is. I've been calling him Dustin Brooks, but that obviously is not correct. So Kenny will be in the backfield. This time they do huddle up. It's third down and 1 yard to go. Kenny, the running back behind the quarterback, D.P. Iman. There's the snap. There goes the quarterback faking the handoff to Kenny. Turns to corner. It looks like he has the first down. He's caught around the ankles and brought down far side of the field by left end Denny Shedak. But it looks like enough for a City High 1st and 10.
That was almost an old Iowa play when Banks used to play at Iowa. They faked the dive to the left, and he came to the right.
So the ball will be at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for City High. Kenny getting the call on all the plays so far except for the one pass, which Iman had picked off. Now Kenny's going to set up to the near side. That would be the left side of the formation as Iman looks over to the sidelines for the play. And there's a little bit of a hesitation, a little delay here for one reason or the other.
Yeah, Xavier had a equipment problem.
Okay, so here we go. We're up to the line of scrimmage, and we're ready to go. Double slot formation. Man in the near side is Phil Kenny. Here's the snap. Iman going back to pass, goes down the middle, and again, number 14, that is Nick Canfield, got a hand on it, but it looked like he had a hand on it. He went after it, but it's still a completed pass.
That's great coverage. The ball went right through his hands, and the City High receiver came up with the ball.
Ball at the 20-yard line, a 15-yard reception. Second first down of the ball game for the Little Hawks. Kelly Neff along with Brad Cross as Iman gets the play set at the line of scrimmage, gets the snap. Now on the quarterback draw, he's going to find some running room. As it opens up, he gets great running room. Iman is going to get inside the 10-yard line and to the 5. He might even be inside the 5.
Anytime you run a play like that quarterback draw, basically what that quarterback is told is to read the rear end of the center. Whichever way his rear end is, you go the opposite way.
First and goal from the 4-yard line as Kenny and Davis both line up in the backfield this time as the quarterback Iman comes under center. Man in the slot to the left side. There's the snap. Belly option, and the handoff goes to Dorian Davis, and Dorian Davis is in for the City High touchdown. A 4-yard plunge by Dorian Davis, and the Little Hawks are on the board. This is your basic play.
Just pretty impressive drive there. You know, obviously they got a break with that fumbled interception and that near pick of that pass to Jen Brent.
And I know the Little Hawks are going to put their good kicker out there. Andrew Shute is going to attempt the PAT, and the kick is going to be good. 7-0 City High. We'll be back on 1630 KCJJ. There we go.
I guess it's Brent Jen.
I had the wrong name. I don't know why I thought. Well, we'll see Xavier get the ball now and get an opportunity to see what their offense is like. Andrew Shute will be kicking off. A couple of men back deep to receive for the Saints. And on the far side is John Gepperts. And on the near side, it looks like Scott Schemmel. It might be the other way around. Schemmel might be on the far side. It's kind of hard to see in the shadows. The kick will go to the near side, where it's going to be taken just about at the goal line. Return to the 10, almost to the 15, and a wall of City High guys are going to stop that guy at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Xavier Saints as they return the ball to the 14. Now we'll see that Little Hawk defense.
I do have to apologize to the Iowa City fans out there. I said Jen Brent. His actual name is Brent Jen.
So we've each had our apologies out of the way now. So now we can be flawless the rest of the night, right?
Well, I hope.
I don't know about me, but maybe you. Here comes Dane Gilmore. He is the quarterback. He's a senior. He comes up under center, has an eye set in the backfield as the Saints hand off on the first play of the ball game, far side. That is Geppert. Geppert finds some running room. Geppert gets to about the 25-yard line, which would be enough for a 1st and 10. Let's see if they call it that. It is going to be a little bit short. It'll be 2nd down and less than 1. Well, City High scoring on a drive that actually started at the 27, but then came the fumble. So the drive itself actually started on the 47. Then the penalty brought it back to the 48. So we'll call it a 52-yard drive that culminated in the 4-yard Dorian Davis touchdown run. This time they have the one set back. Actually, it is a nice set in the backfield. There's the snap, and the quarterback is going to keep it himself. He's going to go left side, trying to get that first down. Dane Gilmore looks like he has it in a couple of yards to spare as he's across the 25 to about the 28.
You know, Iowa City High Iowa City High came out and made a statement early on that first drive. It's important that Xavier moves the ball or gets it back to 7-7.
First and 10 on the 28. They're doing a pretty good job getting about 9 yards on the first down and 3 yards on the second. Here's Gilmore up under center again. There's the snap. There's the handoff. It comes near side, and the defense is going to stop the ball carrier that time as they tried to come to the City High left side, and they got stopped very easily as John Geppert receives knowledge after 1 yard that he's not going anyplace else.
No, they came out in the Twins' right eye, and they ran just a simple blast play, and the Iowa City people up front did a nice job stuffing the hole.
Second down, 9 yards to go. City High leading at 7-0. We are still in the first period with 8:22 and counting left to go. Trips to the bottom of the formation. I set in the backfield for Gilmore, the quarterback, on second and long. He passes in the flat to the near side. It's Geppert. Geppert up the near sidelines, cuts it back in, has some running room. They make a sandwich out of him at the 40-yard line. He still doesn't go down. Takes a bunch of other guys to bring him down, led by Ryan Alberhasky, and the ball carrier Geppert gets another first down.
Well, that's a play that a lot of high schools and colleges have gone to. They run that trips, and they slip that inside receiver back behind the two outside receivers. Just throw that quick hitch, and let's see what we can get.
Gain of 15 on the pass to John Geppert, who normally sets up as a tailback, but he was one of the receivers on the near side. Now they send out a receiver to the far side. That's Andy Knapp, one receiver near side. More traditional look now with an eye set in the backfield. That's Zach and Geppert. Geppert gets the call. Geppert behind Zach. Goes through there. He's got some running room. He's to the 50. He's to the 45. He's inside the City High 45, and he has a first down at the 43. Well, I guess the Xavier team is pretty good, aren't they?
Well, at that time, the Xavier offensive lineman came off the ball, fired, got pad under pad, and the defensive linemen were 5 yards downfield before anybody ever made any contact.
Those linemen aren't that big, 225, 200, 215, 200, 230. Pretty good size, but not overly big. I set in the backfield for Dane Gilmore. First and 10 in City High territory. There's the handoff again to Gilmore. Gilmore has got, or Geppert, excuse me, has some running room, but he's not going to get anywhere. He's going to be strung out and brought down right at the 42-yard line. They'll call it a gain of 1. It'll be second down and 9 yards to go. City High leading at 7-0 in the first period. Had a little late start, but then again, when you score 90 points in a game, a sophomore game, you're going to get a late start for your varsity. It's kind of like being in the Unidome all those years when 8 o'clock was an early start, actually.
It's kind of funny. We've mentioned that now 2 weeks in a row.
Yes, second down and 9 yards to go. Here comes the Saints as Gilmore comes under center right in front of us. I set in the backfield. Fake the handoff, pass near side, high, and almost caught anyway on the near side of the field as they went to Tommy Breitbach, but it was a little bit too high for him.
Well, like the first time I believe that Xavier came out in a double tight formation and just ran almost just a single receiver pattern.
Alex Smith back to defend. Now it's third down and 9, and you have to figure they're going to go to the air again. This broadcast tonight is brought to you in part by Derek Newton Allstate Insurance, who will be the sponsor of the player of the game. We'll pick a City High player to be player of the game and honor them thusly. Now it's third down, 9 yards to go. I said as the quarterback does hand off. He hands off to Geppert. Geppert trying to turn the corner. Speeds. Boy, he has a burst of speed.
Gonna be close.
Yeah, he gets past that line, and he really accelerates. He gets across the 35 to the 33.
City High, I believe, was anticipating a pass. They went with a four-man front, and it almost looked like a nickel package in the secondary.
They're not quite at the 33. They're fourth and less than 1. Play brought in by one of the offensive linemen is Coach Dwayne Schulte, who has brought up 4 sophomores to the varsity, and even at that, their sophomore scored 62 points. So you got to figure they're pretty solid all up and down their roster, both varsity and sophomore. Here comes the center, Matt Maloney. Fourth down, short to yardage. There's the snap, there's the handoff, and it's going to be first down territory again as Geppert, the workhorse for this team, picks up 3 yards to the 30-yard line. Well, they've proven that they can run a little ball control here, so I don't think you want to fall behind to these guys.
I wouldn't think so. The thing, I watched them during warm-ups. Xavier can throw the ball, and I think if they have to throw it, they can throw it. If they have to run it, they can run it.
I think both teams are pretty much the same way, and we should make for a very interesting evening here at Xavier High School. 7-0 City High leads it. Under 6 minutes to go. in the first period. Dane Gilmore. Gilmore back to pass. Pass is going to be off of the fingertips of Andy Knapp, and City High right there to defend with Ben Evans.
They came out with the twins to the near side of the field, and they had an R set in the backfield, meaning the tailback was on the right-hand side, and they just ran a quick slant.
Well, a well-thrown ball. It went off of the shoulder of Andy Knapp. Of course, the defense was right there and made the play, and now the quarterback, Gilmore, comes over to the near sideline while the official places the ball back at the 30-yard line. It gets the play from Coach Schulte, and the line has come up to the line of scrimmage, and everybody's in tight on the far side. Twins to the near side of the formation. They split their backs this time with Zach and Geppert. And back to pass, and getting sacked. Coming in untouched was Nico Botembi, and Botembi sacks the quarterback, Gilmore, back at the 35-yard line.
I guess the one thing that I've noticed with City High is that they're very, very quick up front, and their linebackers, they're going to be tough to handle.
Of course, they're without Justin Gonzalez, a starting linebacker, but they still have Dorian Davis and Sean Husini in there, and they're obviously good defensive players, as they both sparkled last week against Hempstead. Now it's Geppert breaking the huddle and going to the far side as a receiver. Twins to the near side. One lone setback. That's the fullback, Pete Zach. It's 3rd down and 15 thanks to the sack, and now we have a flag thrown at the line of scrimmage. This broadcast also brought to you by Moore Electrical Services, and Brad's going to keep his eye open for the electrifying play of the game. That's going to be coming up on the City High side as the flag again against City High, and this will be a 5-yarder as they line up off sides. So now that kind of negates the sack, and back to the 30-yard line comes the ball. Again, same formation, Twins to the bottom of the formation, one receiver to the top as Xavier goes from our left to our right. Rolling to the near side, Gilmore feeling pressure, a screen pass far side is caught and then brought down as the receiver, Danny Shedak, actually is going to be tackled for a loss of a few yards on the play, back to the 33.
Now, City High did a nice job of reading that screen. They slipped the back out, back covered. It was a great play.
Well, screen pass is complete. It'll go as a -3 yards, and now with 4th and long, the punting unit is coming out as they will. This is. Let's see. They would try a field goal right here. Nope, they're going to punt the ball away. As back to punt it is. It's hard to tell from this angle who normally the 21's the punter, but I'm not sure if that's him or not. There's the snap. There's the punt. It is his punt. He's going to try and get it out of bounds. He does, and he does it right around the 10. Let's see where the official places the ball. It's going to be right at the 10-yard line, and City High is backed up, Brad, to its own 10-yard line. 1st and 10, Little Hawks.
Yeah, the punter was, if I'm not mistaken, John Geppert.
Yeah, Geppert lined up, and I wasn't sure how far a range their kicker would have. That would have been about a 50-yard field goal attempt, but he did a good job getting it to the 10. It'll be 1st and 10 for City High. Ball just shy of the 10-yard line. DP Iman, whose team leads at 7-0, will now work out of the shotgun formation. Phil Kenny is in the backfield. There's the snap. Iman on the delay is going to find an opening. He's going to find some running room. He's going to get caught from behind by one of the linebackers who came behind him. Keen McCarthy made a kind of a circle around Iman and brought him down, but not until he gets to the 14.
Again, they ran that quarterback draw, and they've run it twice now. Once for pretty good yardage, and this time for 6 yards.
Iman will now be in shotgun formation again. It's 2nd down and a long 4 yards to go. Iman will have Kenny in the backfield. He has a double slot formation. There's the snap. Kenny gets the call. Kenny angles it back up, cuts it back up field, is brought down by Josh Lorenzen, one of those sophomores we were talking about, just shy of the 20, which makes it, well, let's see where they're going to place it. That's going to be enough for a 1st down, though. 1st and 10 for the Little Hawks. 1st down, number 5 on the night. Well, they brought all 4 of those sophomores up. Lorenzen as a defensive tackle, Bedard and Vega as linebackers, and Schulte as a free safety. So you have 4 sophomores playing in the starting lineup defensively for a Mississippi Valley Conference team. Kenny gets the call. Kenny puts his head down but still gets tripped up. Making the tackle near side of the field for the Xavier Saints is Zach Schulte. And it will be 2nd down and 1.
You know, I think any time that you're in this conference, you bring up sophomores, they better not stand on the sidelines.
Yeah, they're good, pretty good ones apparently. 2nd down and 1 yard to go. Ball is at the 29-yard line. There's the snap. There's the delay, and Iman is going to be caught in the backfield. He just didn't have the protection that he needed, and he's brought down for a big loss on the play by Nick Bedard.
Yeah, and you know, that's really too bad because Brent Jen ran a stop and go, and he was behind by 6 yards behind that secondary player. Had he had time to throw the ball, it was 6.
And there's also a procedure penalty called against City High, which Xavier has the option of accepting or declining, but since there was a loss of 11 on the play, they will probably turn this penalty down, which they will. Ball will be back at the 18-yard line, and it's 3rd down and about 12 yards to go. But City High can explode offensively and could get 12 yards right here, which they're going to have to do if they want to keep this drive alive. Again, Iman in the shotgun formation, double slot, receiver to each side. Again, it's Kenny in the backfield. Back to pass goes Iman. Passes near side. Incomplete. He wanted to hit Ben Evans, and Ben couldn't come up with it. Well, that brings the punting unit out as well. Iman's already out there, so he's going to punt the ball away to Xavier. Well, a penalty killed him there. Otherwise, they could probably still be going.
That was pretty decent coverage by Xavier. They set up in a cover 2, and they've showed cover 2. They rolled a cover 3. That time they stayed in cover 2, and the corners did their job.
And ready to punt the ball away is Iman. There's 2 men back deep to receive this kick for Xavier. Tommy Breitbach is one of them. John Geppert is the other one. They got a wrong player out there. They finally bring the right player out on the line. And here comes the snap. There is the kick by Iman. It's a short one to the near side. It's going to bounce and take a City High bounce across the 50. What a great roll as he gets it inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Boy, big break, 'cause that was a short kick that rolled well for the Little Hawks.
That's one of those things, you know, as a punt return team, you always want to tell that punt returner to catch anything possible. There was just no chance on that ball, and he had no choice but to let it roll.
So in that respect, it was an excellent punt. City High is rated as the number 8 team. The only other, well, I guess Waller's in there, Cedar Falls, 3 teams from the Valley that are ranked in the top 10. Here comes Xavier. Xavier coming off of their win over Linn-Mar last week. There's the snap. There's the toss. It goes down to Geppert. Geppert tries to turn the corner far side. The defense stays up with him. Geppert gets to almost the 45-yard line. Pretty good run for him, though.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first time they've come out in that wide slot formation, and they went to the strength of the formation.
2nd down and a long 5 yards to go. 2:07 left to play in the first period. City High scoring on his first possession, a 4-yard run by Dorian Davis. Now the Little Hawks will try to stop Xavier again. Xavier ate up a whole chunk of yardage last time. Here comes the handoff near side this time, and getting right back to the line of scrimmage and over by a couple of yards as the running back. You know, that crown kind of, if we look at the down markers on the other side, it's really deceptive because it looks like he has no gain, but yet they move the chain 3 yards upfield.
Well, I was standing down on the track prior to the game, and I looked across the field, and I could not believe that I was looking at thigh high.
It's that bad, huh? Ball at the 47. There's the toss, far side. Great coverage. There's a flag thrown right in the frame, and then the ball's taken away by City High. They're going to run it back as Ben Evans gets the ball and goes back for the touchdown. Flag, though, back here at the 46-yard line.
I believe you're going to get a holding on Xavier on that play.
Okay. Well, that means that the return by Evans will stand, as Evans got the ball, ran down the far sidelines. And let's see what the official is going to say. It's going to be a hold against Xavier. Declined, obviously, and a touchdown. So that'll be a 52-yard recovery by Evans, and City High has taken a 2-touchdown lead.
That's one of those things. You get 2 teams that are tough. Turnovers, obviously, more times than not decide ball games, and that is just a huge backbreaker for Xavier.
And because they had proven that they can move the ball pretty well. Now City High on the turnover has taken a 2-touchdown lead with 1:16 to go in the second period. Ready to kick the PAT is Andrew Shute, as the official gets everybody ready at the line of scrimmage. Well, you called that one right. Gee, I don't know if you actually saw the hold or just figured where the flag was thrown, that's what it was going to be, Brad, but you had it right on the nose.
Yeah, usually when it comes from that part of the field, that's usually what it is.
Here comes Schute's PAT attempt, as he has a long count. There's the snap, there's the kick, line drive kick. It is good. City High leads it 14-0. Will return on 16:30 KCJJ. He didn't pick that ball up, did he? 52-yard return by Ben Evans for touchdown. Andrew Shutt with the PAT. We've been calling him Shoot, but I guess we'll have to, we'll have to apologize again.
I think so.
Well, we thought we were going to get a perfect game going here, but not all of us can be Randy Johnson, I guess. So Shutt will attempt the kickoff here. There's a couple of men back deep to receive for Xavier. Just a minute and 16 seconds left to go in period number 1, and the Little Hawks have opened up a 2-touchdown lead. Here comes the Shutt's kickoff, end-over-end kick that's going to be taken far side of the field, shy of the 10-yard line, return to the 15. Nice little move there, staying on his feet to return it across the 40-yard line. Boy, they had a great return there as they got it shy of the 10 and bring it back to about the 39.
I'm kind of surprised on the return because Shutt did a nice job of getting that ball nice and high. Obviously, he didn't get as far as he wanted to, but he had given the kickoff team plenty of time to get down to cover.
Well, Xavier has pretty decent field position considering where the kick ended up. The ball's at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Receiver Andy Knapp is wide to the near side, and we have a flag. Somebody may have lined up offside again. Here we are in week number 3. Other games going on tonight, incidentally, and there was one game last night to Waterloo West beat Dubuque Senior, so Waterloo West gets its 2nd consecutive win. Hempstead is at Jefferson here in town tonight. Prairie is in Iowa City to take on West. Kennedy is at Cedar Falls. Linn-Mar's at Waterloo East, and Washington is at Waller. And those are the rest of the games tonight. Maybe we'll get a little time, Brad, can kind of predict the winners and see if we can remember Beat the Bear on TV.
Oh, boy, do I.
Maybe we can make you the Bear. I set in the backfield. Here's the quarterback on the delay. Handoff goes to Geppert. Geppert has running room, stays on his feet, still on his feet, gets to the 44-yard line for a gain of 5 or more on the play. It will be a 2nd down and about 4.5 yards to go.
Yeah, nice simple draw play. The offensive line did a nice job blocking. I'll tell you the one thing that he does a nice job of running. He's a hard runner.
Yes, he is. John Geppert, the tailback, about the only one that's carried the ball. I don't think Pete Zach has touched it at all. There's the snap. Now Zach does it. Zach gets it near side, and the Little Hawks stop him right at about the 1st down markers, just about at the 48-yard line. The official is going to say it is a 1st and 10 for the Dwayne Schulte Coach Xavier Saints, or are they? They started to move, and then the official said, let's hold up here a minute. We've got to bring the chains out.
Well, I think if you go back to Kennedy's got some athletes. And a lot of those kids at Cedar Falls competed against the Kennedy kids during summer camps, 7-on-7 leagues, things such as that. So I look for that to be a close ball game. Prairie West, I think Prairie is a very well-coached team with Coach Jelinek. West, they have the tradition on the side. I'm going to pick West in that ball game.
Well, Kennedy, we listened to part of that game coming back from Regina last week, and Prairie beats Kennedy. Here's the snap. There's the handoff. It comes to Geppert again. Geppert has some yardage, gets across midfield, and is dropped. Finally, boy, it's taken 3 or 4 City High guys to bring him down every time. He's dropped at the 47-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 5 on the play, and we'll end the first period with the score. City High 14, Xavier nothing. Second period action is next on 1630 KCJJ. So Kennedy is kind of an unknown. As the second period begins, City High leading at 14-0. Misses 1-1. Oh, here we go. Second period action as the Xavier Saints will see if they can continue to move the ball. It is 2nd down and about 5 yards to go. They are on the City High 47-yard line. Zach and Geppert in the backfield. Twins to the bottom of the formation. Rolling to the near side and then tossing it on the option is the quarterback Gilmore. Gets it to Geppert. Geppert has got some running room, and that was executed as perfectly as you could execute an option as he gets inside the 40.
That play there, they ran the option. The only thing I did not like about the play is the quarterback bubbled a little bit. That may have been caused by the front, but I'll tell you, the people who did a nice job with the 2 wideouts. One got a crack, one stock block, and jammed him inside, and that's how he got outside. 82
yards of offense in the first period for Xavier, 58 yards for City High. Toss to the opposite side as Geppert tries to turn the corner, and just as he does, he is hit by the City High defense led by Brett Jen, and he'll be dropped shy of first down, way shy of a first down. He's going to be 2nd down and about 5 yards to go. So he'll get to about the 42.
Again, I'm not sure who the wideout was. I think it was Tommy Breitbach on that play. Did another nice job of tying up that cornerback to allow that play to get outside.
Geppert with 63 yards on 11 carries. Zach has 5 yards. Gilmore, the quarterback, with a -3. I set in the backfield for Gilmore, the quarterback. That's Geppert and Zach. There's the snap. Zach gets it, and Zach is going to get nothing. He's going to get creamed by City High as the defender, Jake Vilhauer, comes in to make the tackle on him. Well, that'll be a loss on the play as he gets to actually no gain on the play at the 42-yard line. And it brings up third down at about 5. Passing stats first period, Gilmore 2 of 4 for 14 yards. Iman 1 of 3 for 14 yards. He had the one interception, which Xavier had possession of the ball for like 2.5 seconds. 12 plays, 58 yards for City High. 18 plays, 82 yards for the Xavier Saints, who trail City High 14-0 here in the second period. KCJJ Iowa City, your station, as the quarterback Gilmore. We have a whistle again, maybe too much time. Yep, delay a game. That'll cost him 5 yards back to the 47.
Had a little confusion in the backfield that time. One of the young men from Xavier did not know where to go.
And, usually you're about a third of the way through the season after this one is over, and mistakes like that shouldn't occur. Well, maybe it's still early enough in the season where you haven't worked out all the bugs yet, but you've got to figure maybe starting next week that things are a little more polished.
Yeah, a lot of times after weeks 1 and 2, you'll start putting in a little more offense. You might get another offensive set, and it'll cause some confusion.
Right back to the near side, Knapp to the far side. Did somebody line up offside again? Well, that official's been throwing the flag all night long because of that. We have an encroachment against City High. Now, that's something that, everybody should know where the line of scrimmage is.
That's the second time that's been called against City High tonight.
So the ball will be again inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. And it'll bring up a third down and about 5 again. So they just keep moving back and forth when the penalty flags are thrown. J.P. Helgen's pretty big guy, 225. He anchors that line on the left side. Received to the receiver to the near side. I sent in the backfield as Xavier is going to be the quarterback faking the handoff. Pass, a wobbly one is picked off. Picked off in that backfield by Phil Kenny. Kenny has it to the 15-yard line, and City High has gotten another interception.
Gilmore made a bad choice there. He went for the deep ball, and the tight end was wide open. Just made a poor read on that play.
So City High gets the ball right back again, leading it 14-0. Well, we are going to have a special guest. Bob Dane's going to be here at halftime. Bubba, who's been giving us a little information. He's been the one telling us we've been mispronouncing a couple of these names, which we really do apologize for. But, when you, I thought we had them right last week, but apparently not. Here come the Little Hawks as the quarterback, D.P. Iman, is again going to be in the shotgun formation. Pass far side, wide open on that far side. And then being caught from behind, but being brought down right at about the 30, shy of the 30, about at the 26-yard line. But it's going to be a first down. That is Matt Maynard, the man on the reception. 1st and 10 for the Little Hawks. And here comes Iman again. Man in the slot to the far side is Dorian Davis. There's the snap. There's the fake handoff. Now Iman's going to keep it himself. Boy, he has some running room. And he tries to push a man out of his way, but forcing him out of bounds is Tommy Breitbach.
I'll tell you, it's almost a misdirection play. They're faking to the right, and Iman's so quick that the Xavier defensive end is getting sucked inside, and there's no contain.
It'll be second down and a long 1 yard to go. Ball is at the 35, just over the 35, at about the 36-yard line. Center Josh Keppel comes over the ball at center. And we're ready to see if the City High Little Hawks can get another 1st and 10 and keep this drive going. There's the quarterback. Quick pass to the far side, and it's going to be caught. And a 1st and 10 for City High. The ball just shy of the 45-yard line at about the 43.
What, was that Dorian Davis?
Yes, it was. Dorian Davis with the pass reception. 7 first downs now for City High. 9:48 to go until halftime. As the ball's placed down at the 43-yard line. City High going from our left to our right. They'll come up with a receiver. That's Jen to the near side. Double slot again. And Kenny in the backfield. Again, Iman in the shotgun. Gets a low snap. Hands off to Kenny. Kenny turns the corner near side. Reverses direction. Gets to the 45-40. The 35-30. Angling near side and bringing him down finally is Tommy Breitbach, but not till he gets to the 15-yard line.
Nice job of running there. Good stiff arm towards the end of the play by Kenny. And, you know, Xavier's in a spot right now. They cannot afford to give up another touchdown right now.
What'd you think of that cut he made right at the line of scrimmage?
Nice. That's a good move.
Yes, it was. Ball at the 15, just shy of the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, City High, as Brent Jen comes out of the ball game and is replaced in there by Alex Smith. He'll be a receiver wide to the near side, as Iman has to yell out the play to the receivers and the slot backs. There's the handoff. Kenny, there's a flag. Kenny is going to stay on his feet. Kenny is going to get inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, but there's a couple of flags down right along the line of scrimmage. Lots of flags. You know, we didn't see a lot of flags the first couple of weeks, but we're seeing more of them here.
I would guess illegal formation or motion.
Yeah, motion on City High. So that's going to negate the nice run by Phil Kenny. Penalty flag against the Little Hawks brings them back a bit, and now the ball will be placed at the 16-yard line. Actually, I'm sorry, that's where they start marking off the penalty. The ball will be at the 21-yard line. And it will be first down, 15 yards to go. 14-0 City High with the lead. Kellen F. along with Brad Cross. Stats by Rollo here this evening on a picture-perfect, pretty night at Cedar Rapids Xavier. Next week, it's a 2-game week again. We'll tell you about that a little bit later on. Double slot formation for City High. There's the snap. Fake handoff. Here's Iman running to the near side. He's going to have to take it himself. Good run. He's to the 15. He's inside the 15. Leaps out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Made a good choice there to run out of bounds. You don't want to take any unnecessary hits on a play such as that.
Oh, there's a flag, a late flag now. As we speak, there's going to be apparently a call against City High. What was that, a hold? How could it be a hold? The play was over 2 minutes ago.
I think he called a legal pushing in the back.
Okay. Well, the play was over for a long time before that flag came out. Well, the play will be negated as Xavier will accept that penalty as well, as the penalty yardage starts to mount up. Next Thursday, West High at Cedar Rapids, Washington, as the Warriors provide the opposition for the Trojans. That'll be Thursday night at 7:30. Friday, we're back to what's quickly becoming, after week number 2, one of Brad's favorite places to be, Regina High School. As Cardinal of Eldon, he likes those chicken sandwiches.
Chicken sandwiches are good.
Kind of got addicted to those last week. Now the ball's back there again at about the 20. It is first down and 15. It's been first down and 15 forever. Here's Iman's pass, far side, off, and then Dorian Davis catches it. It looked like he was going to bobble it and drop it. It went off his fingertips. He reached down and grabbed it again and got close to the first down.
They did a nice job running that play. They had different levels, and what I mean by that, they had a deep route, middle route, and a short route.
Ball is going to be inside the 10-yard line. Fortunately for him, no one was on his left when the ball kind of popped out of his hands, and he was able to grab it back again. It's a second down, 2. They say the ball's around the 9-yard line, not the 8. Iman will come under center. Seems like every time he gets down close, he comes under center. Here's the handoff, Kenny, and Kenny is swarmed under, and Kenny is brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and he'll be dropped for a loss back at about the 11 or 12-yard line. You don't see him get negative yardage very often. Kenny had 26 yards rushing in the first period, and has negative yardage there as the ball is placed just outside the 10. They're going to put it at the 11. I thought he was further back than that. So it'll be a 2-yard loss for Kenny with 7:50 left to go in the first half. Bob Dane will be joining us. We'll be talking a little football and talking some wrestling. Of course, I don't know if anybody's a bigger wrestling fan. Now there's a timeout called. City High calls a timeout, so we will too. 14-0 City High on 1630 KCJJ. Okay. I sneezed the other day. I thought I pulled a Sammy Sosa. Thought I threw my back out. It was just my neck. Huh? Yeah, I was on very off. I put myself on the 24-hour disabled list. On the Coralville Strip. I lived in Coralville a year, and I didn't see anybody strip.
Well,
I guess I wasn't looking in the right windows.
Evidently not.
And so far, City High has a couple of touchdowns. Dorian Davis from 4 yards out. We guessed Ben Evans from 52 yards out on the fumble recovery, but it may have been longer than that. Maybe at halftime we can check and see what the official return was. Now it looks like City High is at 3rd down and 5. The ball at the 11-yard line. Here comes the quarterback, D.P. Iman. Iman with the keeper himself, and boy, he got some yardage. Got a little spurt there. Gets inside the 5, and he's dropped at the 3-yard line.
City High's done a nice job of mixing up the run and pass on this drive, and they're keeping Xavier a little off balance.
As this be 1st down and goal to go, as the ball's going to be placed at the 4-yard line. Seems like this whole quarter I've been 1 yard off. Ball at the 4-yard line as Iman comes under center. City High already leading it by a couple of touchdowns. There's the snap. There's the handoff up the middle. Into the end zone goes Phil Kenny. And the Little Hawks have their second 4-yard touchdown run of the night.
Right now, City High is making it look awful easy.
They certainly are. Phil Kenny, after the Little Hawks get the ball at the 15-yard line and march right down the field, an 85-yard drive. And now they'll tack on the PAT. Andrew Shutt will try and do the honors. Chances are he will succeed. He looks like one of the stronger kickers around. He will be out of the hole of Keaton Jones, the backup quarterback. And again, on the PAT, somebody is late getting out there. But now they're all set. There's the snap, the place, the kick, and City High leads this one 21-0. Will return on 1630 KCJJ. Well, Brad, you hit the nail on the head. City High is making this look fairly easy against what's considered to be a pretty good team. Ready to kick off is Andrew Shutt. Couple of men back deep again. Of course, Xavier has shot itself in the foot a number of times already tonight, and City High get a little break on that first possession. Here's the kick, end over end. It's going to be returnable from about the 4-yard line, actually about the 9-yard line. Return near side, still on his feet is John Geppert, and Geppert sidesteps one man, sidesteps another. Boy, I thought Matt Maynard had him there, but he eluded him, and he returns the ball all the way across the 25 to the 27.
You know, that's still pretty good coverage. You keep him outside the 30, and that's not bad.
1st and 10 on the 27-yard line. Of course, when you have a kicker like Andrew Shutt, you're going to get the ball deep every time. In fact, it was last week, the Regina kicker that kicked them all in the end zone,
yes.
Wasn't it? This was returnable and was returned to the 27-yard line. Here's Dane Gilmore. He's the quarterback with Geppert and Zach in the backfield. He's going to go back to pass, rolls to the far side, fires, and it is caught by Andy Knapp. And Andy Knapp is brought down at the 31-yard line.
Nice pattern there. Ran the simple little curl route, settled down inside that zone, and quarterback did a nice job of getting the ball to him.
2nd down, a very long 5 yards to go. 6:59 left to play until our halftime talk with Bob Dame. Bubba's going to join us from his filming booth down at the other end of the Xavier Saints press box. I set in the backfield. There's the handoff to the fullback, and he is hit right away. Pete Zach he was just completely stood up. He did manage to get forward for a couple of yards to about the 33, though. As Pete Zach, the fullback, boy, those fullbacks get tough yardage, don't they?
Yes, they do. You know, you got to be a special breed to want to play fullback, because you know a majority of the time you're going to be leading and trying to knock people over. The one thing I see right now is Xavier's just getting out quick up front.
3rd down and about 3.5, 4 yards to go. Twin receivers to the bottom of the formation as Xavier goes from our right to our left. I set in the backfield. Back to pass goes the quarterback. Gilmore passes over the head of his intended receiver. Andy Knapp not only couldn't get up high enough, but he couldn't turn to his right quick enough to get that one. So it's an incomplete pass, and here comes the punter, John Geppert. Geppert will be kicking the ball away, and City High should get good field position again. Ben Evans is back deep to receive this kick. And also it looks like Ryan Bohm is going to be back there. Is that 36 or 38? That's got to be 36. Ryan Bohm is back to receive. They wouldn't have Shutt back there to receive a kick. Here comes the snap high, They do bring it down, and they do kick it far side, and a good kick it is. It's going to back Evans back up to about the 25, return far side. He gets across the 35, stays on his feet, brings a whole host of people across the 35, and is dropped at the 38-yard line. This broadcast tonight brought to you in part by King's Material, Knievel Windows, the Cat Clinic, Kitchen and Bath Distributing, and the Hy-Vee Food Stores. Those people combining to bring you tonight City High football on the mighty 1630. Kelly Neff along with Brad Cross and stats by Rollo, who will not be working on Thursday. He goes on strike every Thursday. Yeah, he's not going to work Thursday nights. Here comes Iman. Iman gets the snap, fires far side, and it's right through the hands of, looked like Alex Smith on the far side. Certainly a catchable ball, but he just watched it go right through his arms.
Made that simple mistake that a lot of receivers do. He wanted to run before he caught the ball.
So it's an incomplete pass. It's 2nd down and 10, and again, with no huddle, Iman will call out the play as they line up in double slot formation again. Bohm and Davis in the slot back positions, and your running back is Phil Kenny. He'll be set up actually more as a receiver to the near side. Here's the pass, and it comes near side, and it actually was one of those wounded ducks as they tried to get Bohm, and then a flag, then another flag, as some people got tangled up as the flags are all over the place.
I believe you're going to get defensive interference here.
There was a little bit of a pushing. Bohm did not retaliate at all, but it looked as though that he was interfered with, and it was. So it'll be 1st and 10 for City High. I didn't see it. We can't see close enough to see if the ball was tipped or not, but that wasn't a very well-thrown ball. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Little Hawks. That'll be their 10th. No, it won't. It'll be their 11th first down of this ball game. And the ball will be placed across the midfield stripe as they'll bring it down to about the 47. 1st and 10 for City High. Next week, Cardinal of Eldon at Regina on Friday, following our trip right back here to Cedar Rapids. Not to this exact location. We'll be at Washington. What do they call that? It's not Veterans Stadium.
Kingston.
Kingston Stadium. That'll be next to Thursday night. Here comes Iman, the quarterback, back to pass, looking, going deep, looking for Jan. Jan has got it for the touchdown. He beat the defender, reached out those long arms of his, and got the 47-yard touchdown pass.
That was a very, very well-thrown ball, and probably a better catch than it was a throw. I honestly didn't think he was going to get there.
He reached out at about the 10-yard line or so and hauled it in, and Brent Jen gets the first touchdown pass of the ball game from DP Iman, and the Little Hawks go up by 4 touchdowns already against the Xavier team with 5.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Here comes Shutt. Shutt will kick the PAT, and it is going to be good. 28-0 City High. We shall return on 1630 KCJJ. There we go. Makes for long days, doesn't it? Yes, it is. One more touchdown and we have a running clock. Touchdown pass. Here we go. Well, that didn't take very long. City High getting the touchdown, and with 5:36 left to play in the second period, Brett, I didn't expect this. 28-0.
I did not either. But, you know, City High's doing everything right now, and they're doing anything they want to.
Xavier will get this kickoff from Andrew Shutt as he approaches the ball, puts the toe to it, kicks it good, kicks it deep, kicks it into the end zone, and bounces a couple of times, and is fielded by the band. Is getting ready to play at halftime. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. KCJJ, Iowa City, your station. This broadcast brought to you in part by Vic's Auto Body, Iowa State Bank and Trust. Your 2 favorite places, Ronneberg Restaurant and Zuber's Restaurant. Getting hungry yet? And Murphy's Bar and Grill in Riverside.
I'm always hungry.
Me too. Anything that has restaurant behind it is always my favorite place to go. Ball at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Here comes Dane Gilmore, and this Xavier team has better start going here. They're down 4 touchdowns, and we're not even at halftime yet. I set the backfield, rolling to the near side. Pass is caught by Knapp, who turned back inside. The defender thought perhaps he was going to turn back outside, and thus he couldn't make the tackle. So it's going to be a yardage gain to about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, I think had he been able to keep his footing there, he would have had the first down very easily.
As the Little Hawks bend a little bit there and give up 7 yards, it's 2nd down and 3. Here come the Saints with twins to the top of the formation. High set in the backfield for senior quarterback Dane Gilmore. There's the snap. He fakes the toss, rolls back, throws far side, and overthrows Andy Knapp that time, and an incomplete pass. That brings up 2nd down, 3 yards to go. Well, one of the West beat Dubuque Senior last night for the only Thursday night game, so now the Warhawks are 2-0. Seniors struggling. They're 0-3 in the early part of the season. Boy, you get those 3 losses and the playoff picture looks mighty dim.
Yeah, it's just so tough anymore to get in with 3 losses, especially, on the east side of the state.
As that traditionally has more parity in it, a lot stronger teams. As the Xavier Saints load up the backfield. There's the snap. There comes the hand. Oh, my goodness, there's nothing going there. John Geppert apparently excited. The City High coach, you probably heard them, as he is going to be stopped at the 30, making the 26-yard line.
Well, they came up in the double tight power I that time, just trying to get that first down, and there was absolutely nowhere to go.
Well, he just bounced right into a wall. They're going to call it no gain. It is 4th down, and now the punter, John Geppert, is going to have to kick it to a couple of the Little Hawks as Ryan Bohm goes back to receive this kick. He's on the near side. And you have Ben Evans on the far side. There's a snap. It's a low one, but he pulls it up and kicks a line drive kick. That's going to be taken at the 33-yard line. Returned across the 40. That is Ben Evans returning it to the 44. Excellent field position again for City High, leading it 28-0. Stats by Rollo. We'll take a look at that at halftime. We'll review the scoring. We'll get Brad's comments, and then we'll talk to Bob Dane, who does the filming for the City High football team and other sports as well. He's been doing that for quite some time, as a matter of fact, and he's decided he wants to come on and talk to us a little bit here at halftime. Here comes Josh Keppel, the center. Again, you got a new quarterback in there. You got Keaton Jones in a quarterback for the Little Hawks. So Jones with the double slot formation gets the snap, passes far side. It is caught on that far side, and then a knee. That's Bowlesby who catches it at the 50-yard line. We're seeing some of these reserves in here awfully early right now, Brad.
Well, they obviously have a lot of confidence in Keaton. He comes out first play and throws a pass, and normally you don't see that.
Last week, Kyle Bowlesby had an offensive pass interference call. This time he makes the reception. It's a 6-yard, 7-yard gain. That is 2nd down and ball at the 49-yard line. Keaton Jones, a senior quarterback, gets the snap, hands off, and going straight up and trying to find a little bit of running room is the City High ball carrier, but he's not going to find a lot. That is Phil Kenny. He is going to get the ball to the 48, though. So he'll gain about 1. It'll be 3rd down and 2. 3:26 left to play till halftime. These guys have a long way to go to get to the locker room here at halftime, too, so we might have an extended halftime after a late start. So he may be here a while. Here comes the quarterback. He does the same thing Jones does. He lets the offense know, the receivers, the slot backs, everybody, what the play is by yelling it out to them before he gets set to receive the long snap from Josh Keppel. There's the snap. Toss. Near side. Kenny turns the corner. Has the first down. He's to the 40. Inside the 40, and is brought down by J.P. Helgens at the 38-yard line.
They did a nice job there. I don't know if he was checking off at the line of scrimmage, but it took him a while to get the formation set, and there was nobody out there.
Ball closer, actually, to the 37. It's first down number 13 in the ball game for City High. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Little Hawks leading Xavier 28-0. Again, with the plays written on his wrist, here's Keaton Jones calling out the play. He has the same offense out there as Iman had. Back to pass and nothing going, so he's going to have to try and make something of it himself, and does get positive yardage as he gets to about the 36.
Yeah, he did the right thing there. He had nothing. They had so much pressure on him that the best thing for him to do was just tuck it and get whatever he could.
Well, they'll say it's back at the 37, so it will be no gain. 2nd down, 10. City High getting 4 touchdowns from 4 different people in the first half. Double slot formation as Jones now sets Kenny up to his left. Now he sets up as a twin receiver to the top of the formation. Pass comes near side out of that backfield. That is Bohm. Bohm has the ball. Bohm's inside the 35-yard line and is down to the 31. So he picks up 6 yards. He does stay in bounds, so the clock continues to run.
A nice quick pass into the flat. Awful hard to get any coverage on that as quick as it's thrown.
Bohm and Davis, the slot backs. The running back, halfback, whatever you want to call it, Phil Kenny, is now going to set up to the right and behind Keaton Jones, the quarterback. Receiver wide to each side as well. There's the snap. Pass goes far side, caught by Davis. Davis is hit once, grabbed around the ankle. That guy just won't let go. Finally does bring him down after he picks up the first down inside the 25 to the 22.
Again, they're in a situation. City High right now is doing anything that they absolutely want to, and I think Xavier's getting a little tired.
14 first down. City High trying to put another touchdown on the board before they break for halftime. Already they're up 28-0 against the Saints. There's the pass. Here's the near side again. It's to Bohm, and Bohm running east-west gets to the 16. Another gain. They're using that slot back Ryan Bohm for pretty good yardage right now.
It's the same play. They've run that same play 3 plays in a row, just twice to the right and once to the left.
And it will be second down and about 5 yards to go. Under a minute remaining in this first half. Kelly Neff along with Brad Cross. Here's the handoff. It comes to Kenny. Kenny cuts it inside. Kenny is going to be brought down by Nick Bedard, but not until he gets inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. So Kenny gets the call there, and then a timeout is called by City High. They want to get, Brad, they want to get one more. We'll be back on 1630 KCJJ. Back, he has been on the field for this entire drive, which started at the City High 44-yard line. Now with the timeout called by the Hawks, who have one timeout left. Keaton will come under center. He's at the 12. It'll be third down and 1 yard to go. I set in the backfield with Davis, and apparently there's going to be there's a flag. Yeah, there's a flag again. Offsides against City High. Lined up all sides. Now you're back to the 17. Coach Sabers is not going to like that.
No, not in this situation.
Well, the ball will be placed back down to the 17. You just used the timeout to see if you could get a touchdown from the 12. Now you have to go for the 17. Next week, West High at Washington. Washington, of course, in the state championship game last year. West trying to rebound tonight against the Prairie team as the Trojans play at home. Then, of course, October 1st is City High West High. Played at West this year. Here come the Little Hawks. On third down, 6 yards to go. There's the toss, far side Kenny. Behind Davis's block, cuts inside that block, stays on his feet, still going on the far sidelines and in for the touchdown. He cut inside the block, far side, the block of Dorian Davis, a 17-yard run for Phil Kenny.
They're just manhandling up front. They're winning the line of scrimmage. They're winning the blocks with the receiver. They're just flat taking it to Xavier.
As the PAT from Andrew Shutt to make it 35-0 is about to be put through out of the hold of the backup quarterback, Keaton Jones. Here's the kick. The kick is up. The kick is good. 35-0. City High has the lead. Will return on 1630 KCJJ. We've got to come back and just tell them about the 35-point, what's going to happen in the second. Yeehaw. Andrew Shutt is the kicker, ready to put a toe to it again. He's been a busy man. He has kicked off 5 times after touchdowns already, and kicked 5 PATs. So his foot might be a little sore before they get into the locker room at halftime. There's the kick, and that's an end-over-end kick that's going to go into the end zone again as the battle is on for who has the best kicker in Iowa City. There's a bunch of them. Each team has a pretty good kicker. First and 10 on the 20-yard line as Xavier takes over once again. Boy, if I was Xavier, I'd take a knee and get this thing over with.
They need to just get out of here, just trailing 35-0.
Man, we'll explain that 35-point rule now. So the beginning of the second half, unless Xavier should score here, you have that new rule into effect, and we'll explain that when we can. Dane Gilmore is the quarterback as he comes up under center. I set in the backfield as he comes up and gives the ball to Geppert. Geppert has running room. Geppert is behind the defensive line. He's into the backfield, and he's all the way to the 45-yard line.
Well, you know, obviously Xavier's been coached pretty well. There's no quitting him. Now they're going to take a timeout, and they're going to try to get a score here.
Well, if they don't, let's explain. This is the first time we've had a chance this year, Brad, to experience anybody up by 35. The new rule, which replaces the mercy rule, means, and see if I explain this right. In the second half, once the kickoff starts, the clock will continue to run, even on incomplete passes and even on out-of-bounds plays, with the exception of it'll stop after scores, it'll stop on timeouts, it will stop on to this point. But you're right, that run of 25 yards by John Geppert is good enough to get them a little spark here, and they're going to try and score. They still have 2 timeouts left and 29 seconds remaining in the second period. Keldon Neff along with Brad Cross here at Xavier High School. Offset eye in the backfield with the receiver wide to each side. Dane Gilmore is the quarterback, rolls back to pass, looks near side. It's caught by Andy Knapp, and then he gets out of bounds. Smart move for him. Another 1st and 10 for Xavier. Ball will be just shy of midfield. That will be to the 49-yard line. And, well, maybe I spoke a little bit too soon. It's going to be about a yard short. But the clock shows 25 seconds left to go as the play's brought in from the near side by Xavier's quarterback Dane Gilmore, who took the moment to come over to Coach Schulte. Now they'll set up with an eye set as Gilmore comes under center. Slot to the near side, receiver to the top of the formation. There's the handoff. It goes to the far side. That's the old naked bootleg, almost a Statue of Liberty type play as the ball goes to the 40-yard line inside the 40 to about or inside the 45 to about the 42.
They still need to get about, I would say, 10 to 12 yards to get into the range to kick a field goal. It would be good to even get 3 points here.
And they are gunning for it. They have 17 seconds left to go. The ball's at the 43-yard line. City High leads at 35-0. And the clock will start on the snap of the ball. I set in the backfield for the quarterback, Gilmore. Gilmore will come under center. There's the snap. He rolls back to pass. He looks near side. He passes. It is caught and then dropped by Andy Knapp. An incomplete pass with 11 seconds left to go. Well, they might as well. They wouldn't try a field goal here. They might as well just go for it all here, huh? Ball still resting on the 43-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, in this situation, you're not going to hurt yourself. It's 35-0 right now, and you throw a deep ball. If it's picked, it's basically a punt.
Yeah,
is what it is.
And the half will end on the return unless the guy goes all the way. And the Saints are certainly hoping that doesn't happen. Twins to the bottom of the formation. I set in the backfield on the handoff as they play it safe to get the ball now to Geppert. Geppert always gets good running room. Geppert's across the 40 to the 38, and then Xavier uses the timeout with 5 seconds left to go in the first half. Well, and you get a situation like this. People are saying, gee, 5 seconds left to go. Why call timeout? Well, there's things you can do in a game like this you can't do in practice. So let's try something here against an opponent, against a quality opponent, and see what will work out. Dane Gilmore is the quarterback as he comes up under center. Twins to the far side. He rolls to the far side. He looks. He goes down the middle. He's going for everything. He's going into the end zone. It is knocked out of the air by the City High defenders as the clock rolls down to 0. And we are at halftime with the score, City High 35, Xavier zip. Back with our halftime program next on 1630 KCJJ. The West. Senior is at City High, and Waterloo East is right here against Xavier next week. So the way Waterloo East has been going, Xavier can get blown out here and then get healthy again next week in that game. But you got to figure one of these days, East High and Waterloo, even though they've lost 38 in a row, they might reach up and bite somebody, and I don't want to be the team that ends up getting bit.
Well, we've said this before. Any night, anything can happen, and we've seen that over the years.
Well, one break here, one break there, and get the momentum. Hempstead had it last week against City High, couldn't hold on to it, but you can get up on a good team. And well, look at, it was Trainer in Class A, had how many wins in a row and got just blown out last week and dropped from number 1 all the way out of the top 10. So it can happen to just about anybody. Here's Andrew Schutt ready to kick off. We want to thank Bob Dane for joining us here at halftime as well. The clock operator, we assume, knows the 35-point rule. So let's see if they stop the clock. Let's see if they probably haven't been involved in anything like that. There's the kickoff, and it is going to be in the end zone, so they won't even get a chance to start the clock here. So, provided there aren't a lot of scores, second half should just roll right along, shouldn't it? We're at halftime, just starting the second half. Ball at the 20-yard line. Xavier has it. You know, in that first period, Xavier had a good drive going when City High was leading 7-0. It was still a very competitive game, and then things just fell apart for them, and City High just dominated every sense of the word. They just dominated the whole thing. I set for Dane Gilmore. He's the quarterback going from our right to our left. Toss, far side reverse. They fumble the ball. They pick it up way back at the 5-yard line. Then they have some good yardage to the 15 and back to the 20. And I'll tell you, Brad, that ends up being a 3-yard gain on a play that could have been dangerous, and a flag comes out at the out-of-bounds marker. And the clock does continue to run.
Does continue to run. Yeah, you don't want to start off the second half like that if you're Xavier, but, you know, he made something positive out of something negative.
I'm waiting for somebody to yell, turn off the clock. And nobody's done it yet. That's going to be a personal foul against City High, as apparently they called the late hit, although nobody got hurt and nobody went down. It was still hit out of bounds. So the ball's going to end up being at the 40-yard line, right at the 40. What a good play, a good break for Xavier. They get a 1st and 10 out of it. So they start at the 20, end up on the 40, and here's the quarterback right in front of us. That's Dane Gilmore. Gilmore with an eye set in the backfield. Looks over to the near side, gets the handoff once again. Again, positive yardage for Geppert. I like that guy. He gets across the 45, and he stopped at the 48-yard line.
He's obviously been coached pretty well. He's got that low lean, and he puts his shoulder down, and he goes.
Second down, 2 yards to go. The ball not yet in the City High end of the field, but Xavier has taken the first couple of plays of this third period and marched the ball to near midfield. I sent again for Gilmore, the quarterback. Comes up under center. There's the handoff again, near side, and then nothing going at all. That young man, Dorian Davis, made sure that Geppert wasn't going to get anything there. He gets no gain on the play.
He came out of there like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, he did. They're going to actually call it a loss of about 1 back to the 47-yard line. Dorian Davis making the play from his linebacker position. And City High defensively needs a stop right here. It's 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Twins to the top of the formation. That's both Knapp and Breitbach for Dane Gilmore. I set behind him as he turns, hands off once again. Squirting through is Geppert. Geppert has the 1st down. Geppert's across the 50. He's across the City High 45 to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it's one of these games like last night, West Waterloo against Dubuque Senior. You know, West got up big. I believe they're up 27-7, came out first possession in the second half, scored to make it, I believe, 33-7, and then they had kind of a letdown.
Well, sometimes you can get too big a lead, can't you? Ball at the 44-yard line. It is 1st down, 10 yards to go. The handoff again, this time right side diving is Geppert. Geppert going behind the right tackle, Larry Wilgenbush, and he gets about a yard, maybe to the 43-yard line. That brings up 2nd down and 9. This broadcast brought to you in part by Rick's Grill and Spirits. I'll take the grill and you take the spirits, huh?
Well,
No?
Whatever works for you.
Whatever's left over. Barron's Chiropractic also helping to bring you the game. Except you're the designated driver on the way home. We can't have you dipping into the spirits.
No, absolutely not.
There's the toss and the reverse, and the handoff comes near side to Geppert. This is the one play at the other end. This isn't Geppert. This is Breitbach. And Breitbach gets it back inside, and Breitbach gets stopped. But he's inside the 35 to the 33. That's the same play they fumbled on.
Yes.
Over here. So it's a 1st and 10. That is 12 first downs for Xavier. City High only has 14. So our disparity there in first downs. But then again, 4 of City High's first downs have come on touchdown runs or touchdown plays.
You know, you go back to that first quarter of 7-0, and Xavier takes that next possession, fumbles, and City High. That really turned the game around.
Yeah, but that was a long drive, too, that it started at the 14 and ended at the 33 in City High territory. It is 1st down, 10 yards to go. Handoff again as Geppert again cuts it back inside, knocks a couple of people down, stays on his feet, and goes in for the Xavier touchdown. Well, the clock will stop here because of the touchdown run, a 33-yard run for John Geppert. Well, we've been talking about him all night, Brad, about how he gets positive yardage all the time.
He's got good speed.
He at halftime had exactly 100 yards. And now he's obviously has a bit more than that as he's approaching 150. Now the PAT attempt by the kicker, and that is Scott Schemmel. I'm sorry, Schemmel is going to be the holder. The kicker is Taylor Lynch. As Xavier scores its first touchdown, Lynch, a left-footed kicker. There's the place, there's the kick, and it is going to be good. 35-7 City High has the lead. Will return on 1630 KCJJ. Okay. Okay, now the clock stops until they get back up. So remember what we told you about the 35-point rule? Well, forget it for a while because it's not 35 points anymore. It's 35-7, so the clock will run as normal now as Taylor Lynch gets ready to kick off for the Saints. And you talk about making things look easy. They started way down here at the 20, zipped right on down, an 80-yard touchdown drive.
I mentioned that sometimes teams that get these leads seem to relax, and why that is, I'm not quite sure, but it happens at every level.
Ready to kick, Taylor Lynch. As we're ready to go again, the Xavier kickoff, and this one is a line drive. It bounces once, twice, bounces a whole bunch of times, and then it's going to go out of bounds. That wasn't a very good kick. He gets it out of bounds inside the 20, and so City High probably will take it over 1st and 10 on the 35. Something interesting in high school football, Brad, up in Northeast Iowa, Waverly Shell Rock, assistant football coach Bill Cook he proposed to his fiancee. She became his fiancee. They're getting married on the football field tomorrow. Did you get married on the football field?
No, I can say that honestly, no, I did not.
I don't know if anybody I've ever heard of has.
Nobody I know of, anyway.
But he's going to be, it's an unusual situation. He should have got married tonight. I mean, this is Football Friday. You don't get married on a Saturday if you're a football coach. There's the handoff, far side. Kenny is caught from behind and brought down as Xavier has got a little spark going here as he's brought down after a 2-yard gain to the 37. Xavier getting themselves a little fired up here in the third period, having scored a touchdown and stopping City High on that play. They will call it, let's see, they're going to call it loss back to the, let's see, where's the ball at? 32-yard line.
You go back to that marriage thing, and in our family, we were told nobody gets married during football season.
You can't. Otherwise, it's too easy to miss your anniversary, and the wife doesn't like that. In the shotgun formation, there's Jones, far side, passes dropped. Again, that's a case of perhaps the receiver catching it and looking upfield before he actually had the ball. So that one falls incomplete as Smith can't hold on to it, and it's 3rd down and about 14, 15 yards to go. Well, you hear of people, baseball players get married on the field. I've heard that a lot of times. There's no reason why this is unusual.
Well, I've heard of people getting engaged at the ball games.
Right. You see that on the scoreboard all the time. There's the snap. Back to pass right down the middle, knocked in the air and caught. Again, Dorian Davis did that same thing in the first half, and this time gets to midfield at the 50-yard line.
That's the second time that he's bobbled a pass and got positive yards. That's just good concentration.
As he did pop the ball out of his own hands and managed to reach back and get it, which, as Brad said, is hard to do when you're in stride. It's hard enough to do when you're just standing there, but when you're in stride, it's really difficult. Ball at the 50, 1st and 10 for City High. Again, the quarterback is Keaton Jones, getting the playing time to begin the third period for Coach Sabres. Gets the snap, turns, hands off to Kenny. Kenny bursts through far side. Kenny to the 40, Kenny to the 35, Kenny to the 30-yard line and out of bounds. Did I see another flag there? Or maybe that was a beanbag.
Have we had a report of Iman being injured?
No, I didn't hear of one. Let's see, let's see if we can locate him on the sideline. As I look up and down, I don't see him, to tell you the truth. But we didn't hear a report. 1st and 10, City High has it, ball at the 30-yard line. So that is a 50-yard, a 20-yard run for the running back, Phil Kenny. Back to pass goes Jones, rolls to the near side, and it's knocked out of the air, actually kicked out of the air by Nick Canfield for the Xavier Saints, and we may have
you're gonna have roughing the
passer here as number 84, Denny Shedeck, really decked Keaton Jones.
Again, on that play, Jones had a wide open Brett Jen down the field and chose to go the under route, had he gone deep, it was another 6.
You know, I'm looking down the sidelines again. There's Iman. He's standing there with a clipboard and his helmet off right there at about the 40-yard line. So he doesn't appear to be injured. They're just giving Jones an opportunity to run the team. 1st and 10 for the Little Hawks on the personal foul. Ball at the 15-yard line is there, trying to knock on the door again with 6:51 to go in the 3rd period. 35-7. City High has the lead over Cedar Rapids Xavier. Again, Keaton Jones in shotgun formation. Hands off to Kenny. Kenny jumps over one man, stays on his feet. Kenny dives forward. Is he in? Yes, he is. I wasn't sure if he dove in or bounced in, but they say he's in. A 15-yard run for Phil Kenny.
Well, the one thing you can say for the Little Hawks is they know how to sniff the end zone, and they know how to get there.
And I'll tell you, that didn't take long either.
No.
Talking how Xavier did it in no time at all. Actually, 1 minute and 14 seconds went off the clock between those 2 touchdowns as that drive started at the 35, a 65-yard touchdown drive. And here's the PAT by Shutt. It is up, and it is good. 42-7, City High has the lead. Don't go away. We'll be back at 16:30, KCJJ. Okay, now we're at the 35-point rule again. I'm totally confused. Want some vitamins? Okay, remember what was said about the 35-point rule that we told you to forget a minute ago? Well, put it back in your mind again because it's the 35-point game. It's 42-7 City High with the touchdown as Kenny gets his 3rd touchdown. Kenny, a strong candidate for our player of the game. Obviously, Derek Newton, Allstate Insurance, naming a player of the game. Kenny won it last week in the Hempstead game. There's no reason why he can't win it again. He's having a heck of a game. There's the kickoff, and it is going to get in the end zone again. And it'll be 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how high school football has progressed as far as the kicking game. Years ago, it was very rare that you'd ever have a kicker who could kick it into the end zone, other than Reggie Roby back in the old East Waterloo days. But it seems like, everybody we've seen so far this year can get her there.
Well, they might have to make a rule and move them back to the 35-yard line. Ball at the 20. Here comes Dane Gilmore. The Saints have shown the time and again that they can move the ball. So let's see what we can do here at City High to stop him. They fake the toss. They go far side. The pass is caught, and Danny Shedak is going to, I thought he was going to drop it. He kind of reached down, but he did not drop it. The ball goes to the 26-yard line.
They did a nice job of getting up and getting that ball.
Shedak with the reception. Shedak, a tight end, 205-pounder. And let's see, she's pretty tall, 6'4", so that certainly helps. Ball at the 26. It is 2nd down, 4 yards to go. 6:14 and counting left to play, 3rd period. There's the snap. There's the handoff up the middle, short of a 1st down to just short of the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3. It'll be 3rd down, 1 yard to go. So the quarterback, Dane Gilmore, trying to direct the Saints to pay dirt again. If they don't have a massive comeback, they'll fall 1-2 on the year heading into the game against Waterloo East right here next Friday night. Here's Maloney. He's the center. I set in the backfield for the quarterback, Dane Gilmore. Gilmore under center, turns, hands the ball once again to Geppert. Geppert is going to be stuffed. Geppert is going to get forward progress to the 30, but he was really stuffed and brought down to the backfield.
Yeah, there was nothing there. Ran that blast play, and there, again, there was nothing.
But enough with that forward progress to get the 1 yard he needed. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Xavier Saints. Well, they won the sophomore game. What was that, 62 to something? Was that 62 to 28?
I believe.
Yeah, they're certainly not destined to win this one if it keeps up like this. But with that sophomore team, I understand they haven't lost in 3 years.
That's pretty impressive.
Here's the toss and the reverse near side. Geppert, 3rd time they've run that. They're going to get yardage out of it here to the 30 inside or outside the 30-yard line. Finally being tripped by Phil Kenny and dropped at the 32.
He did a nice job of just getting positive yards on that or back to the line of scrimmage because he could have lost 6 or 7.
Boy, that takes a long time to develop, that reverse. The handoff goes to Zach, and then Geppert gets it, or Breitbach gets it, and they just haven't been able to do. They had one where they fumbled, but it turned into positive yardage, so they turned into positive yardage here, a 2-yard gain. And it's 2nd down and 9, 8 yards to go I set in the backfield. There's the fullback trap and getting nothing beats Zach. Zach will get maybe to the 33, a gain of 1 on the play. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Iowa City Tire Company and Pleasant Valley Garden Center, plus more electrical services, as Brad will name the electrifying play of the game, and that will be coming up during the postgame. There have been a lot of big plays tonight. I'm not sure we've had one you could qualify as electrifying, although that fumble recovery was pretty good, but we'll see if something develops here in the second half. I set in the backfield for Dane Gilmore, the quarterback, 3rd down, about 7 yards to go. Rolls to the right side, plants himself, fires it, and it is going to be caught. Yes, it's going to be caught by Andy Knapp. I didn't even see him over there.
Yeah, that was a nice catch. That was an ankle grab there, and I'm kind of surprised that he hung onto the ball.
Ball at the 42. The official signals out of bounds or stop it for a 1st down, but you don't do that in a 35-point game. It's 42-7, City High with the lead. Clock showing 3:19 left to play. We're in the 3rd period here from Xavier. Kelleniff along with Brad Cross and stats by Rollos. Rollos been kept busy tonight. There's been a lot of stats, a lot of snaps of the ball here tonight. Man in the motion out of the backfield. Here's the toss near side to Geppert. Geppert running towards the sideline, tries to cut it back up, but he's tripped up by, once again, Phil Kennedy, who seems to be doing it on both sides of the ball again tonight. But to the 46-yard line, is still a gain of 4 for the tailback.
Yeah, Kenny did exactly what he's coached to do. As a cornerback, you want to make sure that you approach everything outside in, and what I mean by that, coming from the ball carrier's outside to his inside and taking him back into the rest of your teammates.
And the ball on the near hash mark, sitting at the 46-yard line, gain of 4. 2:28. I guess when the clock continues to run, it does go pretty fast, doesn't it?
Yes.
I set in the backfield, play action, far side, back to pass, airing it all out, far sideline, way overthrown his intended receiver on the far side. But even at that, the clock continues to run. And with 2:14 left to play until the end of the 3rd period, I'd like to remind you again, should you be going to bed early, it might be too late for that, but you don't want you to forget about next Thursday's game at Washington, as the Trojans will take on the Washington Warriors. And then Friday, Brad and I will be back along at Regina, home of the world-famous chicken breast sandwiches, and we'll be on the air at 7:30 there, as well as Regina takes on Cardinal of Eldon. I set once again for Dane Gilmore, the Saints quarterback. Rolls to the far side, looking for a receiver, passes far side, and it is going to be incomplete. Right at the 1st down marker as he tried to hit his receiver, Andy Knapp, who's done a pretty good job catching balls tonight.
You talk about Regina. For those of you who have never been there, they really have a nice complex. Everything's right there: softball, baseball, track, and obviously the football field. And they do a really nice job. Field's in great shape, and they do a nice job.
Yep, and we'll be at their 2nd district game. They have a tough one. Mount Vernon is the opponent tonight. All those scores starting to trickle in probably as we speak. We had 90 points scored in the sophomore game. There have been another 49 here. There's a bad sound. It's going to snap to the front man as they set up in punt formation. They snapped it to the up man, whose pass is incomplete. So a little gamble, a little razzle-dazzle for the Saints there. Didn't work, and City High takes over 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line.
Well, the cornerback on the punt return, Chad Waltz, number 89, made the major mistake that you don't ever do, is you turn your back and run before you see if it's fake or not.
And it was a pass that was could have been catchable, but it falls incomplete. Now City High will bring once again Keaton Jones. A lot of different people out there now for the Hawks. I see Ryan Alberhaski, who's listed as a quarterback, is out there as a running back right now. And you also have a receiver who comes in. That is Robbie Lehman. We'll see a lot of new faces for City High in the final 12 minutes. There's the handoff in that backfield, and bouncing, and getting some running room to the 44-yard line as the period comes to an end. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. 42-7, City High with the lead. 4th quarter next on 1630 KCJJ. 11. Dazzling, glamorous.
You know, you took the words right out of my mouth.
I know you were thinking of that. By that margin or more, the clock will continue to run. It's a nice set in the backfield for Keaton Jones. We'll try and get these people. There's a lot of new people. There's the toss that comes near. So, oh, boy. One guy got him high and one guy got him low and brought down the ball carrier at the 45-yard line. That ball carrier was number 12, and that is Frankie Avalos.
Yeah, that was a nice pursuit by Xavier on that play. They just ran a toss to the short side of the field, and Xavier was ready for it.
Avalos with the carry and loses a yard. Ball goes to the 45-yard line. City High giving up a touchdown at the beginning of the third period, but getting it right back again on a Phil Kenny run. Now Phil making a bid to become a player of the game again. He has 3 touchdowns and numerous tackles and other defensive plays on the other side of the ball. On the handoff, the fullback is going to get it that time, and that is going to be actually no gain at all on that play either. That's a new fullback, and that is Jake Law. There's people that didn't get in the game last week, and we had a little one-sided game at Dubuque Hempstead. Now we're seeing some new people as well. Punt. Well, this is kind of a
rarity.
Yes, it is. We haven't seen this at all tonight. Usually Iman is the punter, but he's not going to be out here punting this time around. There's the snap, and there's the punt. And it's going to angle near side. Again, it's going to go out of bounds, taking a City High bounce at the 15-yard line. That's John McCracken. John McCracken with the kick. Tonight's game is being televised. Cedar Rapids Mediacom Cablevision. I'm not sure what day it's going to be played back or whether you can pick that up in Iowa City or not. But it's being, they do one game a week of one Cedar Rapids area school. Ball at the 16-yard line. That's where Xavier takes over 1st and 10. Of course, they're probably wishing they picked another game.
Well, you know, that's a good thing to let the kids see it and hear it like they don't get to.
Yeah, they'll like to watch it again whenever it's on. Here's the option, and the quarterback is going to keep it. That's a new quarterback for Xavier as well. That's number 12, Matt Lucan. And Lucan decided to keep it that time, and Lucan picks up a little bit of running room, maybe about a yard or two. No, he picks up more than that. He picks up about 5 yards as the ball comes to about the 20, well, it's actually about the 19-yard line.
And he's a 5'9", 150-pound junior.
Ball's at the 24-yard line. So the game will be on at 8 o'clock Saturday night and 9 o'clock Sunday morning. Channel 68 in Iowa City. Boy, it's nice to know people are, press box are listening to us. There's the belly option, and nothing going that time for the fullback.
Got a flag on the play.
Again, repeating the people from Mediacom were talking, or right next to us. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. It will be on Channel 68 in Iowa City, and will be rerun 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. If you decide not to go to church, you can watch a little football before the NFL starts. Now, what a Sunday that would be, huh?
Well, Sundays are pretty full as it is.
Yes, it just got a little fuller. Stats through 3 periods. City High 320 yards total offense, 236 yards for Xavier. Iman and his backup quarterback Jones combining 10 of 15. That's pretty good outing from those two quarterbacks. Here's the option to the near side, and the quarterback turns on the burners, picks up some yardage, and Lucan gets a good play. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Saints. He will get to the 36-yard line, a run of 12. Other stats, 188 yards in rushing for the Little Hawks, 140 of it from Kenny, 40 from Iman. 187 yards in rushing for Xavier, 157 of it from Gerhardt. Gilmore, 7 of 15. Top receiver is Knapp, who's caught 4 for 29. They have a 1st and 10 with Lucan, the quarterback, going from our left to our right. Again, the option. He'll toss it behind the running back, who has to go back, pick it up, and then has to come near side, being pursued. Cuts it back upfield, and is caught. That's John Geppert, and that one he couldn't make into positive yardage as he's dropped for a loss back to the 30-yard line.
You know, that's the danger of running the option. And I can understand why they're running. They're having a little bit of success with it, but any time that quarterback gets hit before he pitches the ball, it's hard to say where that ball's going to go.
Loss of 9 to the 27-yard line. City High 320 yards in total offense, 39 plays. Actually, Xavier has more plays. They have 41 total plays, but they trail 42-7 with 7:16 left to go. Here's the delay and the little trouble giving the handoff that time. It looked like the quarterback put it up around his chest instead of in his gut, and Geppert couldn't get anything going.
Well, the way it looked there, I thought the ball was going to pop right up into the City High defender's hands.
Ball back to the 20. That's 2 consecutive plays where they've had losses on the play. Now it's 3rd and forever. 3rd and 18 as Xavier is looking at a situation where they'd better do something here. They may not get the ball back when this game continues to progress. Again, it's Lucan as the quarterback under center with an eye set in the backfield. On the handoff, and the trap play will get them very little as the City High defenders will stop them after a gain to about the 24 or 5 yard line. About the 24. And now the punting unit comes back out, so City High leading it 42-7. We'll get the ball right back again.
And this type of situation, 42-7, fourth quarter, 6:14 remaining. Xavier, and I know they're well coached. These coaches have got a big sell job to do next week. The kids can't drop their head. It's a long season. They just have to keep plugging away.
City High's averaging about 40 points a ball game. There's the kick taken at the 39-yard line, returned right to midfield, and City High will have it at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock continues to run with 5:50 to go. KCJJ Iowa City, your station. This broadcast brought to you by Brandt's Heating and Air Conditioning, King's Auto Repair, and Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, among others. Brandt Heating and Air Conditioning, of course, we talked about them last week, they being the people who air conditioned the Regina softball press box, which I always liked come July, you know.
Which you said was very comfortable.
Yes, it was. It's amazing how many players are taken out of the game and immediately end up in the press box. Ball's at the 50. 1st and 10, City High has the ball. Keaton Jones, the backup quarterback, turns, and fullback or tailback didn't want the ball. He just kind of stood there for a moment, but finally does take the ball. And that's going to be Abelos. Looked like he said, what should I do with this?
Yeah, that's just a timing situation between the quarterback and the running back. They probably don't get to work together all that much, and that's probably what caused that.
Kyle Sanders is in there at an offensive line position. You've got a lot of other people in there. A wide receiver, Andy Wilson, is in there as well. As we can't get everybody, we don't have time to mention everybody, but those are some of the people in the lineup for City High right now. And again, shotgun Keaton Jones will hand off. Nope, he won't. He'll keep it himself. Oh, he's going to be stumped and brought down back at the 50-yard line. Well, it's great to, just getting reps, whether they turn into positive yardage or not. It's a positive thing to get a rep.
Oh, yeah, any time that you get game situation time, it helps your experience, and if you make a mistake, you'll know what to do the next time.
And getting it on film certainly helps. You can point out some things. But, you can't simulate this stuff during practice. You're doing it against your own defense. You want to do it against somebody who has a different color uniform than you. 42-7, City High, 3:57 left to play in this fourth period. There's the snap again. There's the handoff in the backfield as Abelos breaks loose of one tackler, but he can't break loose of the other 3, and they bring him down at the 50 as well. Well, that'll bring us to a 4th down and 10. And it looks like John McCracken is going to come out to punt this ball away again. We're looking at DPI. I mean, he hasn't played since the middle of the 2nd period. He was in the running for player of the game there for a while, but we're going to have to think where we're going to go on that respect here at the end of the ball game, plus our electrifying play of the game.
Is it possible to have 2 players of the game?
Well, I would think, we probably, I don't know. Well, of course, they have to share it. One gets it on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and one gets it on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And they take it to church on Sunday. Here's the kick, and it's going to be taken at the 18 and returned far side. It's one. Oh, a nice run back to the 45-yard line comes the ball carrier, still staying on his feet. Gets across midfield to the City High 45-yard line. That is Scott Schemmel, and what a run back he had.
Yep, you can tell that these kids are coached, and you can tell that they've been told not to drop their heads and worry about mistakes that they've made. They're coming back, and they've played pretty well this second half.
Injured City High play field. City High already with the devastating injury to Justin Gonzalez last week. And here we go with City High with the quarterback, Keaton Jones. He will be, it's City High on defense is the quarterback, Matt Lucan. And Lucan hits the ball off near side, and another excellent run to the 30, inside the 30, to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that young man's approaching the 200-yard mark.
That would be John Geppert. Geppert inside the 25. He'll be stopped at the 24. And the clock shows 2:14 left to play in the fourth period. A lot of new offensive linemen. Lucan comes off to the near side, gets the play, brings it right back. Yeah, Geppert's been the only constant. They've used a lot of substitutes too, as he'll set up in that backfield. The receiver wide to the far side. Scott Schimmel is that receiver. There's the snap, there's the handoff, and it comes to Geppert again. Geppert bounces his way off of a couple of defenders to the left side. He may go. He's down the far sidelines. He's in for the touchdown.
Nice job changing direction there, and he's got some good speed.
Geppert scoring his second touchdown of the second half. This one from 24 yards out. And Xavier has made it a 42-13 game with 1:45 left to play in the fourth period. Now the 35-point rule is no longer in play as the PAT man, Taylor Lynch, gets ready to try it. They all line up on the far side and then run to their right to line up for the PAT attempt. And here is Taylor Lynch ready to attempt his second PAT of the ball game, and this one he will kick through. 42-14 City High. Back after this on 1630 KCJJ. A little late to go someplace against a lot of the reserves, but even at that, you got to give him credit as Geppert goes in from 24 yards out. Right after the end of the ball game, we'll be picking the electrifying play of the game and the player of the game. And Brad's thinking of a couple of guys, and if either one of them excel here in the final minute and 45, you might narrow it down. Otherwise, we may end up with two. We're ready for the kickoff again as Taylor Lynch will be kicking to a couple of guys, and they do an onside kick that it goes out of bounds. So they can take the ball right there, which would be about the 47-yard line, 45-yard line, right around there. It'll be 1st and 10 for City High. Well, you don't get a chance very often to practice your onside kicks.
No, it's one of the things that I thought they might try. You never know, and being down 42-14, but you may need it later in the season.
Sure. Ball at the 47-yard line. As City High will again bring... well, we assume Keaton Jones. I'm not sure how many quarterbacks they do have. And let's see if they doesn't. Yep, Jones is out there again. He'll be quarterback in the final minute and 45 seconds. Of course, the ball went out of bounds, so the clock had stopped. We're under 35 points, so the clock will run as normal. And you have a man wide to the top of the formation as Jones hands off near side, getting some running room for the Little Hawks is John Wegman. Wegman, a junior running back, picks up yardage across the 50 to the 47, 48. Picks up a pickup of 5. Just like the other game we did last week at Hempstead, a lot of people getting that box score for ball carriers for City High's Little Hawks. But there's not many plays left. 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining to be played in the fourth period. Kelly Neff along with Brad Cross, stats by Rollo, quickly figuring up all of the statistics, which we will give you at the end of the ball game. Under center this time, Keaton Jones turns. He'll hand off again. It'll come to the fullback, John Wegman. Wegman will get yardage to about the 45. That'll be a 3-yard gain for him. It'll bring up 3rd down. And we may have one more play, and that's going to do it for this Friday night. Another one-sided game, but when you have City High, West Highs, Regina, we may see them blow some people away all season long. Here come the offensive linemen up to the line of scrimmage for the final snap of the ball game. Just 30 seconds remaining as Keaton Jones again comes under center. And there's the snap. There's the handoff again to Wegman, and Wegman goes right up the middle, right up the gut, gets no gain on the play to bring up 4th down. Xavier's not going to worry, I don't think, about taking another timeout. They're just going to let this thing roll down, so that's going to do it. The final score, City High 42 and Cedar Rapids Xavier 14. We shall return on 1630 KCJJ. So, I mean, not Gilmore, but Kenny is obviously the pick, unless you were thinking of somebody.